Blackhawks shut out the Jets. 2-0 was the final, and the big storyline of tonight was Jonathan Toews' return to the United Center. He got a 3.5-minute ovation between whistles in the first period. The crowd was electric for Toews' return, and to make it even better, Caleb Williams and Pete Crow-Armstrong were in the building as well. They got big ovations when they were shown on the Jumbotron. So it was an electric atmosphere at the United Center tonight, and the Blackhawks were able to deliver with a win. Spencer Knight stopped 32 of 32 shots, had a 3.2 goals saved above expected. So what a night it was for Knight. Jason Dickinson recorded the only even strength goal of the game as he made it a nice play to get a quick shot off to beat Hellebuck, kind of caught him by surprise. And then it was Connor Bedard's empty net goal that iced it. That was Bedard's 20th of the year. He went bar down on that empty netter, which was kind of fun. Dickinson recorded his 6th of the season. Alex Vlasic picked up 2 assists and led Blackhawks in time on ice, so he had a great game. Always nice to give him a shout out because he continues to just provide steady minutes for the Blackhawks day in and day out. And tonight he was rewarded, got on the score sheet twice on both Blackhawks goals. Andrei Burakovsky was sick and missed this game. I'm not sure if it was just an illness or it was the illness that had been spreading around over the past 10 or so days. Seems like it's calmed down, but I'm not sure if Burakovsky caught it or not. But either way, he was out of the lineup today. So the Blackhawks lines were shuffled. It was Green, Bedard, and Bertuzzi who was back up on the first line. I kind of talked about this after my after last game. I talked about it in that video post game where I kind of was calling for a little bit of a line shuffle up, and I know they weren't planning on doing it before Burakovsky went down, but I think it kind of worked out better for the Blackhawks today. I'm not sure if it was because Bertuzzi was up on that line, but Connor Bedard had some jump tonight. It was probably maybe more because of just the emotion and electricity going through the United Center. Bedard always seems to rise to the occasion in these type of games. But he was great tonight. So I don't know if it was because they put Bertuzzi back up on his line or not, but he had some great individual effort plays, had a couple highlight reel chances. He got robbed by Connor Hellebuck on one, had a couple great shot attempts throughout this game, was able to get on the board with an empty netter, but he had a great game. So I guess I don't know if it was because of the line shuffle up or in what. I like Donato, Dickinson, Mikheyev. They led the Blackhawks forwards in ice time. That line had the most ice time out of all the lines, and this one mostly because the Blackhawks were defending that 1-0 lead. But I thought they played well as well with Donato back on that line. Again, kind of would ideally have Teuvo Teravainen with Dickinson and Mikheyev, but Teravainen is without a timeline right now, so I'm not sure when we'll see him back in the lineup. But then Slaggert Lardis was kind of a surprise line. Slaggert actually created a few great offensive chances, and I thought he had a pretty good game in this one, playing with Moore and Lardis, who seem to have continued to develop chemistry throughout the games they've played together. Though that pair has kind of been consistent, like the Dickinson-Mikheyev pair has been, and they continue to play really, really well. I really like Oliver Moore continuing. I've said it last few games, but he plays really, really well at center. He's able to use just his speed and skating a lot more at that position, and he continues to be a plus in the faceoff dot. Won 4 of 7 draws in this one, and that line, I thought, even though they had limited ice time, was pretty good in this game. Got a couple takeaways over on Twitter at Blackhawks Focus. We'll go through them here quickly. First one says, Knight was fantastic and the most perfect welcome back to one of the greatest players this century. Yeah, the ovation, like I said, mentioned it was a 3.5-minute ovation. That was just a standing ovation. There was also a video tribute there. The total kind of pause for Toews to honor Toews or to give a tribute to Toews was about 5 minutes long. I have the whole clip up over on Twitter at Blackhawks Focus, but it was a great moment to welcome Toews back to the United Center. And yeah, Spencer Knight was fantastic in this one. Like I said, it was an emotional game tonight, but Knight rose to the occasion, outdueled Connor Hellebuck on the other end. Wins are fun. Knight was great again. Shout out to Slags for a real good game. Good overall team effort. Yeah, kind of like I said there, I thought Slags actually played really, really good with Moore and Lardis, and he had himself a real nice game in this one. Imagine Kane texting Toews, letting him know that Kane won or that he won in his return to the United Center. Yeah, that's kind of a funny stat there. I don't remember exactly, but reminds me that Kane did win in his return to the UC. Toews not so much, though Toews actually did generate a few chances throughout this game, especially one in the first period. He poked it off the stick of Connor Bedard and got a quick shot off, but Knight made that stop as he did all night. But yeah, I thought Toews had a decent game. It was fun to see him back, and I think he definitely enjoyed being back in the United Center. I got a good clip of him in the national anthem, kind of soaking it all in. win for the first time in a long time, and that was a pretty cool moment as well. So just a real cool night at the United Center with Toews' return. Bedard had a great game. Caleb Williams, PCA watching on the glass. Blackhawks now have a Thursday, Friday back-to-back. They'll play Thursday in Carolina, then come back to Chicago to take on Tampa Bay. So two quality opponents coming up for the Hawks. Hopefully they can carry this win, the momentum from this win into that back-to-back. Next two videos from me will be after those games, so I will see you then.